Hi guys, Frankie Tech here, and I just wanted to do a quick video update 3-day review of the Realme X2. Now this is not an exhaustive review. I just want to share a few points of my time with this phone so far. As you know, there's a lot going on in Hong Kong, and if you don't know, today is October 1st, which is the National Day of China, but that means there's been a lot of protests, a lot of turmoil going on out on the streets, and so really not in the headspace. Apologies to be able to do a full thing today, but I do want to share just some thoughts of the Realme X2 so far. Now, quick rundown of the specs of this phone. This Realme X2, I did review the Realme X previously. That one did not have a teardrop notch. Some of you guys have been kind of upset that, obviously Realme uses plastic backs on their phones, even though I still think this looks great. That was one nitpick you guys had. And the other one was this teardrop notch. Going back from a pop-up camera back to a teardrop notch might be a step back for some of you guys, but I think there's a lot of points to like about this phone. Mainly the fact that it's got this beautiful 6.4 AMOLED display, which, considering the price point that I got this for of just over 2,400 Hong Kong dollars, this is the 8GB 128 gig storage version. It's still a lot of phone and a lot of display for the price. And the AMOLED panel looks really good. You see the colors, they do pop. It is full HD, so that's just something to keep in mind. But the other main point, I think, selling point of this phone was really the performance. And when I compare this, let's say, to another device that I gave a lot of, issues about with the performance, was this Redmi Note 8 Pro. And the Redmi Note 8 Pro is running that, as you know, that much maligned, at least from a lot of reviewers. I'm not a huge fan of it. I just don't like MediaTek chips. And this G90T, it's just an okay chip. It's not something that I really would want in a phone. But there is something that I would want in a phone, and that's the chip that's in this phone, which is the Snapdragon 730G. So it's kind of the updated version of the chip that's already in the Mi 9T, and that's a great performer. So that's another plus point to this phone. The other plus point is battery life. So far seems pretty good. 4,000 milliamperes, should do really well overall. And then the other points I wanted to make out was that putting Google apps on this phone was a cinch. It took like 2 minutes. Literally just downloaded here from the app market, and I got the Play Store and everything installed real quick. DRM info, obviously L3, gonna be the case with this phone, but everything else works perfectly. So YouTube playback, as you can see. So YouTube playback looks fine on this phone, and the teardrop notch shouldn't affect too much. The colors pop. It's an AMOLED panel for this price. It's a positive thing here on this phone. And so talking about, just the overall experience I've had in 3 days, I haven't fully tested out the cameras, but I will show you some of the quick camera samples I have taken. Now, these were during the actual unboxing, as you can see right there. And it's got that 64 megapixel shooter. Look at that shot. And thanks for watching that unboxing, guys. I picked, it was just, I think, the perfect moment when the sun was going down. It was around 5:30 p.m. And I think the shot it got there was just one of the best shots it's taken so far. But we have that quad camera setup on the back of this phone. Here are a few other shots, and I will be posting these to Twitter, so look out for those. And stay tuned, obviously, for the full review when I'll have even more shots to share with you guys. This one I really loved. It was on the same day that I was out with the Mate 30 Pro, and I did manage to shoot some good, look at this beautiful evening shot. Now, I did also do a wide angle shot here, which this does include, but you notice it, I guess the colors aren't as good on the wide angle. And let me just quickly double check here. Yeah, that's right. So this is an f2.3 aperture wide angle, which means it's not capturing as much light as the main f1.8 of the main 64 megapixel pixel binning sensor. So just a few more shots here to share with you guys of Hong Kong. And then here's like an indoor bar shot, which I think did a pretty good job. Look at the detail of these dudes over there. You can even see the bottles in the distance. So there you go. I mean, I think this did pretty good. And in portrait, I just took this shot right now. And the selfie camera is a 32 megapixel f2.0. So it does a great job. Look how immersive that is. You don't even see the notch in this image. So overall, a really good job here. And now let's just wrap up with some quick PUBG. This should be in memory already. There we go. And I'm going to raise the volume here. Now just to talk about the kind of design of this phone real quick. It is very light in the hand. And I think the main points you need to know here, at 182 grams, it actually is one of the lighter phones of this size that has come out. 8.6 millimeters. And obviously USB-C 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Single bottom firing speaker though. And now let's jump into graphics settings. This did recommend the highest graphics for PUBG Mobile, which was a welcome sight. Okay, let's click in there. Yep. And there we go. So let's see how high we can get in this. Looks like it's HD high is as high as it's going to be. Let's set to realistic. And anti-aliasing. Let's enable that. And disable auto adjust graphics. So there we go. And let's get started with some quick gameplay here on the Realme X2. Now hit me up with questions, comments you have about this phone. I know that some of you guys are in Xiaomi camp. Some of you guys are in overall Realme camp. I think the sound quality also, you can hear it here, the music sounds pretty good. Now, I don't think it's going to be any better than the Realme X2, which is, kind of an average size speaker, and it did decently. But I think in gameplay, which is probably where you're hearing sounds the most, it's going to do fine. And then the other question I had that you guys kind of were addressing about this phone, and I think a lot of you guys are questioning, is this variant coming to India? Is this coming to other countries? Well, that is the real question. The thing that you guys are lucky about, you should consider, is that you guys get so many more variants of Realme phones in India. Here in, I guess in Hong Kong, China, the Realme X series is one of the few series that we do get. And we do get maybe, I think we got the Realme 5 Pro, which is kind of the Realme XT, but that was an LCD panel. And I'm thinking if you're going to get a Realme phone in 2019 for around this price range, get this phone or an AMOLED panel. Classic Frankie Tech swim test. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Oh, I almost forgot that time. And there we go. The plane jump. The 730G. So that's kind of a souped up Snapdragon 730. This one has also got Dolby Atmos, which will make a much better listening experience. And the Adreno 618 should do a great job in gaming as well. You guys were also asking about the back. What is this made of? This is plastic. This is plastic, unfortunately. But we do have Gorilla Glass 5 on the front. And let's jump down. Get down to the surface. Let's get some guns and get some action. And guys, in a shocking turn of events, the moment I went into this building, I was killed. I cannot believe that, guys. So we're gonna have to wait for a full PUBG gaming on this phone at another time. In the meantime, at least spectate now for the next minute or so. Just see what this looks like. It is actually pretty loud at one of the top settings there for volume. That was nuts, guys. I wish I'd caught that on camera. I literally walked into the first building. There was someone waiting. They shot and killed me like in 2 seconds. It was nuts. So this phone is running the Snapdragon 730G, that Adreno 618. So the warm side should be on the other side here. And I don't think, just like the Mi 9T, that this will have any problems in gaming in PUBG. So don't worry about that. But apologies again for this kind of shortened gameplay. I didn't expect to be killed that quickly. And man, I think that was the dude who actually killed me right there. Anyways, I will do a full review of this phone very soon, and I will do a full PUBG session that is, worthy of a full review. But for now, this phone is doing great, and you can see it utilizes the entire display. I do appreciate that. So you'll have no problems gaming, doing PUBG, or any type of gaming on this Realme X2. So that's just a quick kind of initial, day 3 here on this phone. And obviously there's a lot going on, guys, here. So bear with me as I give this the full treatment here. But I think at this point, my initial verdict, because I won't do a final verdict just now, my initial verdict of the Realme X2 is that it is a step above even the Realme X that came before it. even despite having the teardrop notch. And if you guys feel that that is kind of a downgrade in this case, well, that means you're a notch hater, and if you're a notch hater, you're not even looking at this phone. But for everyone else, considering the price point I got this at for around 2,400 Hong Kong dollars, considering what you get for that, and that's the top of the line. You can get a much lower price for even the kind of 4GB versions and those other variants. This phone has a lot going for it. UFS 2.1 storage, another thing I'll mention there. It can shoot 4K 30 FPS. You got FM radio, you got USB-C, obviously, you have the top of the line Wi-Fi signals, you have, in terms of fast charging, you do have that 30-watt fast charging, 60% in 30 minutes, as per Realme itself, using that VOOC Flash Charge 3.0, and it comes in another color, which is that beautiful pearl blue color, pearl white color. I have the blue color, and I do like it. And yes, it is a plastic back, but it still looks really good. So initial verdict for me is that this is a solid phone, and it's a great entry into the Realme X series. But hit me up in the comments. What do you think of this phone initially? Stay tuned for the full review, and obviously the full comparisons between phones like the Redmi Note 8 Pro and other phones like the good old Xiaomi Mi 9T Pro, which is going to be a stand-in here for the Mi 9T because that is not a phone that I have at this very moment. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching it. And if you like this video, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. So, rough day in Hong Kong, guys. Hope you can understand. And I really hope things end well today. I don't even know if I'll be able to make it to work tomorrow. We have no idea what's going to happen tonight. It is a really serious situation here. But just keep us in your thoughts, keep Hong Kong in your thoughts, and just hope that everything will turn out all right for this city that I love so very much. Anyways, that's it for this video. And this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.